Who's going to win the men's Royal Rumble? Well, I'm going to count down the top 6 most likeliest wrestlers to win it this year. We'll start off with number 6. It's LA Knight. Yeah. Now, this one is just because I want him to win. He was one of the fancied wrestlers a few months back. He's had a fantastic 2023, become one of the most popular wrestlers on the roster. But he is in the Fatal 4-Way match, consisting of Roman Reigns, the champion, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and of course LA Knight. So I don't even know if he'll be in the Rumble. So that's why he's 6. But, you know, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he did win it. But I doubt he's going to win it. I think he's got other things set for WrestleMania. Logan Paul for the US title, I reckon, is going to happen. Number 5, we go to Drew McIntyre. Now, Drew McIntyre is having a really decent run at the moment as a heel. And everything he says makes sense. He's got every reason to be annoyed. Even though he's not winning matches, the big matches, he's always looking a threat and he's always featured high. And it would make sense to give him that moment at WrestleMania to win the world title. I just see other guys in front of him at the moment, but he's definitely one of the top guys to potentially win it and a candidate. Number 4, The Rock. Now, I don't think The Rock's winning the Rumble. I don't think The Rock's facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, but I think they will eventually. I think that promo was done to give that impression it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Well, I think it will happen later rather than sooner. But with that being said, I think he is definitely a candidate now. Because of that, I can't rule it out. Would not be shocked, but I do not expect The Rock to win the Royal Rumble. Number 3, Gunther. Now, Gunther, after last year's performance, straight away was, you know, looked as this year's favourite. And majority of the year, it looked like that was going to happen. But things have changed in the last few months. He's still had an absolutely wonderful year, Intercontinental Champion now for a year and a half. And I expect him to have a big match like LA Knight at WrestleMania. I just don't think it's going to be for a world title. He's going to be in the Final 4. He's going to be featured. And he's definitely someone that you're worth having a bit of money on if you think he's going to win. But again, I think there's at least 1 or 2 people with better chances. But Gunther, great year, maybe next year. Let's go to number 2. I think Cody Rhodes has a fantastic chance to go back-to-back and finally get the chance to finish a story against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And though people will back number 1 to win it, I still think there's an outside chance that Cody Rhodes wins it and they shock us and they do something a bit unpredictable. But my gut's telling me that he's actually probably going to win a chamber match at the Elimination Chamber in February in Australia to potentially challenge Roman Reigns. I'm still saying he's facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I'm not hitting the bait. I think he finishes the story. But for me, I think there's one more person who's more likely to win this year's Royal Rumble. But Cody Rhodes comes in at 2. Him and this other person have a massive chance to win it. But I think the number 1, slightly more chance. And that number 1 is CM Punk. It was just that he came back and it was very obvious from how WWE played it that Seth Rollins was going to be his future main feud. And around WrestleMania season, it makes sense to give Punk that Royal Rumble win and to face Seth Rollins night 1 WrestleMania main event. And nothing since then's changed. He's entered the Rumble. He seems to be the Punk with when it comes to his promos. He seems to be on top form. And they've already had interaction with Seth Rollins. So they've already planted the seeds. I can't see anyone but Cody Rhodes winning if it's not Punk. But as I've already said, I can't see it not being Punk. So that's why he's my number 1 choice and the most likeliest winner. So 6 is LA Knight, 5 is Drew McIntyre, 4 is The Rock, 3 is Gunther. Then we get to the 2 main guys who, for me, have the most likeliest chance. Cody Rhodes at 2. But who do I think is going to win the Royal Rumble? I think it's going to be CM Punk.